Greetings and blessings. This is Sister Hagar, Firestarter 908, also representing Eagle Army Ministries. Today, I have a word for you guys. Very encouraging word. Before I deliver the word, of course, I have to make a disclaimer. Because when I release these videos, I don't know who all is listening to them and watching them and seeing them. And so I do have to put up a disclaimer that this word is not for everyone, okay? This word is going to only apply to a certain group of people. The group that is eligible for this word. So I don't want to get anybody misled or confused or thinking just because you come across this video or just because if you hear it or see it or end up watching it or this applies to all of my subscribers, because it doesn't. I do have to be responsible in stating that. Now, who does this apply to and who is eligible for this word? Well, it's very, very simple. It's the same group that I've been teaching and preaching about and repeating myself and mentioning for a while now. Okay, it's that narrow path group. And if you've been following me anyway, you already know what type of believer and what group I'm speaking of, that narrow path group. Okay, you should already understand what that means. Most of you already know who you are. Some of you, it doesn't apply to you, but you assume that it is, but that's going to be that. That's your responsibility. So it's each of our responsibilities to know or to seek the Lord to understand whether this is us or not, or applies to us or not as an individual. So like I said, most of you, honestly, by this time, you should already know who you are. This is something you already have been expecting and waiting for, probably, if you're anything like me, for a very long time. You've been laboring, you've been suffering, you've been warfaring, you've been standing in faith. Like I said, you've been waiting and waiting and waiting and trusting and trusting and trusting the Lord. And being patient in faith, probably for multiple seasons, probably for a long time. You've been standing in patience and waiting on the Lord. And so now that I've kind of given you an idea of who this word is directed at, now we can get to the good stuff. So, this word is about favor. And the announcement is, your favor has arrived. Not your favor is on the way. Not your favor is soon to come. Not your favor is around the corner. Not your favor will be here pretty soon. Your favor has arrived. Sorry about that. Your favor has arrived, not will arrive, not is going to arrive. Your favor has arrived. Okay? So, how did the Lord give me this word? He demonstrated it with several prophetic signs, and then today, the Holy Spirit kind of tied it all together for me. Not just in telling me that it's a word, as far as telling me words and giving you guys words, actually action, manifestation. Not only did I receive this word, but I'm also receiving the actions and the fulfillment of that. My favor has arrived. My season of favor has began. Okay? And it's manifesting, and I'm currently operating and currently walking in it. I can see it. I can touch it. I'm living it every day. I can feel it. It's no longer something I'm waiting on or hoping and praying and wishing about, None of that. It's actually tangible and physically manifested. And I'm experiencing it with all of my senses. When I wake up every day now, it's there. It's a part of my life. I'm walking in it. I'm operating in it. I have received it. Okay? Now, fair warning. I'm warning you right now, guys, for the ones who will be receiving their favor and their favor has arrived. It is, I mean, you have to prepare yourself. That's all I'm going to say is be prepared. Because it's probably, if you're like me, it's going to hit you suddenly. Okay? It's going to hit you suddenly, and it's going to drop on you like a ton of bricks. And the verse in the Bible where it say, for those of us who will be blessed, it'll be so full and overflowing, packed together, shaken down, pressed together, overflowing, we won't have any room to contain it. Okay, those weren't just exaggerations. Like, that's literally what it's like. Like, there's so much favor and things are happening so literally, so rapidly for me. It's like I don't have enough hours in the day, and I don't have enough places to put it all, and it's like it's almost humanly impossible to grasp and collect it all and, contain it all, because it's just so much of it. It's happening so fast. It's like floodgates being released. It's just bursting forth from all of these different directions and areas. It's kind of like I'm trying my best to keep up with it all. So that's a fair warning. Some of you are going to get clobbered over the head with these blessings and favor suddenly. And it's going to be so much of it. I know that sounds silly. Like, girl, how can it be too much favor and blessings? Oh, it's going to be so much of it. Trust me. I'm literally... Matter of fact, I need to hurry up and get through this video because I don't even have time to be on here the way that I usually am, because I just have so many things to get to and get done and partake in, and so many things are happening so fast. I have so much to do, and it's just not enough hours in the day to receive all of the favor and blessings that are happening right now. It literally is not. So, make sure you're taking care of yourselves. Praying. Start praying now. That way, once it's unfolding or when it hits you, start praying now for the energy to be sustained, organization, so you can organize your time properly, have time to do everything, whatever this is going to look, however it's going to look for you to just have peace and not be overwhelmed by it all, just so you can receive everything in a calm state. What else? Yeah, really mainly just energy. So you will have the energy to do it all, and bless you with organizational skills so that you can, kind of organize everything to be able to accomplish more in the time that you have, to receive however it's gonna look for you. But yeah, just start praying about those things. Start getting your rest, taking care of yourself, getting your sleep, eating well, the best of your ability, because we're going to need it. I'll put it that way. You're going to need your rest, your energy, your sleep, and things like that. So, let's get into the actual sign that the Lord gave me right before the sign started forming a couple of days ago, and then boom, the favor just started falling on me, and the things started snowballing. Literally, each and every day, the snowball got bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it started going faster and faster and faster, and then bam, more favor, and like bigger and bigger doors were open, and bigger situations just started dropping and falling out of the sky and landing in my lap. And so we're gonna first start. I'm sorry, I don't know why it keeps going out like that. I'm not sure. Let me unplug the charger. Okay, so let's first start down here at the bottom with this video. This is mine, and it was the dream of Trump in the church. Remember that one? I'm not going to open it up, but I think I posted it a couple of weeks ago, probably like 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago. I posted this dream of Trump in the church. And just to kind of refresh your memory, in case you don't remember, the Lord gave me a dream in which I met the president in the spirit realm, and the Lord, the Holy Spirit basically showed me that I had the favor of President Trump. And not just me, but the church had the favor, Christians had the favor of President Trump, which I also interpreted to mean we have the favor of the king, okay? So that's where this whole conversation of favor first kind of began in regards to this sign, okay? And many of you, like I said, you should know who you are. The Lord has been promising you, telling you, hold on, you're going to receive my favor, you're going to receive my blessings, you're going to receive your promises. We've been waiting for so long, and it is here, and it's going to hit you out of nowhere, suddenly. And, it's 1,000 words out there. Oh, suddenly, 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 and it sounds so good and nice and cute and encouraging. It's like you look at it and you're like, is that really true? Or I can't see that happening to me. Well, trust me, when it says suddenly, it means suddenly. But so that was the first piece of the puzzle. Now, fast forward. I think it's because it's nothing playing. Anyway, fast forward to 6 days ago, okay? So 6 days ago, the president went to have a rally in Cincinnati, Ohio. At a specific location, he held his rally. Was at the U.S. Bank Arena. That's our first clue. The U.S. Bank Arena. So Cincinnati has their arena there is the U.S. Bank Arena. So Trump arrives at the Bank Arena in Cincinnati, Ohio. Now, I live in Ohio, okay? So, going back to my dream, if you remember, the environment and the setting was kind of like a Trump rally, except it was in the spirit realm, okay? So now we first start off with favor, and then it had like the element of a Trump rally, but it was in the spirit. And so fast forward to 6 days ago, he comes and has a rally in the state that I live in at the Bank Arena, okay? And this is regarding favor. So, and here's the video. Oops. Yeah. Campaign rally in Cincinnati, Ohio. Now, like I said, I live in Ohio. So, at this point, what the Lord is showing me is it's getting warmer. You're getting closer to your favor, okay? To your promises, to your blessings, to all the things that you've been waiting on. The favor of the King. Once he arrived in Cincinnati 6 days ago, that's when the Lord was showing me it's getting closer, okay? Now, even though I live in Ohio, I don't actually live in Cincinnati. I just live in the state of Ohio, but I don't live in that city. So, what that is showing me is that I'm getting closer, but it's not fully there yet, okay? That was only 6 days ago. So our favor was getting closer, but not fully complete, or hasn't fully arrived yet. So, even though I don't live there, I'm not that far away from it. I'm literally probably like 50 to 60 minutes away. And so it's extremely close, but not quite there. Okay? And so we're following the picture of the arrival of favor. Donald Trump represents the favor of the king, and this is the journey of that favor to reach me or us or the believers that are destined and in the Lord's will to receive this favor. Okay? So 6 days ago, the favor got really, really, really close, but hadn't specifically and fully arrived. Now, fast forward, I would say, let's see, what's today? Today is, let's see, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh, okay. So I believe this is only 1 day ago. Yeah. So yesterday, Trump returned to Ohio. Just in that short amount of time, he was just in Cincinnati 6 days ago. And then yesterday, which would have been 5 days later, he turned right back around and returned to Ohio. Okay? He came to Dayton, Ohio this time. Now, why did he come back? I'll first start off by saying this. I live in Dayton, Ohio, okay? And I'm going to have to make another video on that. Because that's another message and another sign and prophecy fulfilled that I'm going to have to get into. But, so now, he doesn't just come close to me, but he literally comes all the way to me. Like, literally where I actually live at. Okay? Literally where my house is. And remember in my dream, the original dream, the rally or the Trump event was being held inside of my house. That's where he gave me his autograph and released and drew me the heart, which meant that I had his favor. So, obviously you guys probably know from watching the news that the reason why he's here in Dayton, Ohio, he came to see the survivors from the mass shooting that happened a little while ago, a few days ago. And he came to visit the victims' families and the survivors and things like that, what presidents are supposed to do. So that's why he's here, okay? That's why he was here yesterday. So, yesterday, the favor actually fully arrived. That's my word to you. Your favor has already arrived. And that is true for me because that's physically when a huge door opened for me and manifested was yesterday. I've had a lot of other doors open and a lot of changes very rapidly in my life and in my ministry happening. But yesterday was a huge door, a monumental door that opened. And it just so happens that Trump arrived in the place that I live, just like my dream showed me. Now, he was here on unfortunate terms because a mass shooting happened, and so that's the whole reason that brought him here. Okay? So let's talk about that part right quick before I let you go. Let's see if this is long enough. No, it's not. This is just him visiting the people in Dayton. So, those are the survivors. So, let's just break this down prophetically. He came here to visit the survivors, the wounded, the people that got wounded in the mass shooting, but they didn't die or pass away. So right there is a prophetic message. Those of us that have been in battle, okay, and wounded from a lifetime probably of our walk of service and battle and warfare and all of the other things that come along with carrying our crosses. Okay, we are the wounded in battle. And yesterday, that's who the president came to visit and see. The favor of the king came. He came as a visitation. We had a visitation from favor of the king on the wounded and the survivors. We're the overcomers, okay? And the healthcare workers. Those of us who've been serving the kingdom, healing, spiritual healing, okay? The Lord's workers operating in healing. Law enforcement. He also came to visit the law enforcement heroes, okay? That's us, those who have dedicated and served the kingdom well in bravery and honor to uphold the law, the Lord's law, the Lord's word, and the kingdom. Now, like I said, obviously this was a tragic event that brought the favor, and just in the same manner in our walks and in our lives, we have very tragic and painful and devastating situations and things that happen to us, okay, that the enemy meant for our harm to try to destroy us. That's the picture of the mass shooting, the tragedy, the pain, okay, getting wounded. However, the tragic event is what led to the king arriving with his favor. And so for those of us who have been wounded and in the battle, and who have remained in faith and stood the test of time, and continued to walk with the Lord, and continue to be faithful, and continue to carry our cross, no matter what came at us, no matter what was thrown at us, no matter how much was done to us, no matter what we were taken through, no matter how bad we were persecuted, okay, no matter how bad we had to suffer, we still stood back up and did our best to accomplish our will, to be obedient to the Lord, to serve, to operate in the Holy Spirit, to operate in the spirit of love, to do whatever the Lord asks us to do, go wherever He asks us to go. Okay, we followed Him at all costs, even through the tragedy, even through the danger in the battle, even through getting wounded and devastated and hurt and attacked. That's what the mass shooting represents. So, what the Lord is saying is, I'm going to take your battles and your struggles and your trials and your pain, all of the attacks that you have been under, everything that was launched against you by the kingdom of darkness. I'm going to take those exact things and I'm going to use it to bless you and give you my favor. I'm going to use it to propel you forward into your favor and blessings and rewards and destinies. And that's exactly what's manifesting for me. So this is not just some future word that makes you feel good and that sounds nice and makes you smile that you're going to look forward to. This has already been opened and released and is actually already happening. And I'm already walking in it and experiencing it. So, to sum it up, those of us who have stood the test of time, doing everything we could to do to stand until the end, have received and been promised the favor of the King. Notice how it came in close. This is for all that time where we've waited, and those times where it seemed like it was here. It seemed like the blessings were here. It seemed like His favor was going to happen. It seemed like our rewards were being given to us, but it didn't work out. All of the disappointment of when things seemed like they were going to turn around, but they didn't happen. And we were so disappointed. this was him coming in close to me, but not quite there. And then he left and went away. He went back to the White House. But then very shortly after that, within 5 days, he turned right back around. But this time he came all the way to where I actually live at. Literally around the corner from my house is where he came to. So this is a picture of our struggles in our walk. How all of the times what we've been waiting for came close, but not quite there. And then it didn't happen, or it went away, or it fizzled out in the disappointment. Okay? However, that was a strategic move from the Lord on purpose. Don't you know how anything that you want to propel forward, to go further, to make a bigger impact, to land accurately, or to land with power and force, anything you want to do that with, you have to first retract it. If I want to throw a football further down the field, I have to first pull my arm back. I can't just toss my arm forward and think it's going to go far. I have to first pull my arm all the way back, then throw the ball. You pull a bat back some, and then you swing it forward to hit the ball, and it goes further. You ever see in the movies where people have to jump over a cliff or something, and before they do it, they don't go to the edge of the cliff and jump off, obviously, or you fall straight down. You have to first step back and go all the way back. Then you build up that momentum by then running forward and jumping. And then when you jump and leap, you're going to go further and propel further and land exactly where you're supposed to be instead of falling straight down. And that's exactly what happened. All of those disappointments that we have experienced where things seem like they went backwards and, oh, it's not going to happen, it's never going to happen. Those were strategic on purpose from the Lord to build momentum. So he pulled back in order to propel further. So when the Lord pulled back, when he left from being close to my house to return to the White House, which is a picture of heaven or the kingdom, that propelled him to come all the way to me. So close, literally around the corner from my house, where I actually live, as opposed to, an hour away or not quite being there. And that's what the Lord has done with us, and is going to do for all of us. We are going to get launched and propelled so far deep into blessings and favor, not just a little bit of favor here or there, some cute little things and trinkets. No, we're getting launched and propelled deep and far and deep and wide into favor, blessings, and rewards. Further than we could have ever imagined. And the beginning of it has already arrived. That's my word for you guys today. I hope this has greatly blessed you. I will catch up with you, Lord's willing, as soon as I get an opportunity. I hope the rest of your day goes well. If I don't come on here with another video, have a blessed weekend. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.